All of the pillars of the post-war liberal order were created by the United States in a few short years after the end of World War II. The United Nations, the IMF, the World Bank, and the predecessor to the World Trade Organization were launched between 1945 and 1947. The embryo of what would become the European Union was created in 1947, and NATO was formed to protect it in 1949. Both were offshoots of the Marshall Plan. The Marshall Plan, which was created in the spring of 1947, marks the true beginning of the Cold War. Although tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union were escalating throughout 1946 and early 1947, it was not until General Marshall's decision to launch a massive aid program designed to keep Western Europe firmly in the democratic capitalist fold that relations between the two countries became irreparably ruptured. At the heart of the conflict was Germany. Neither the United States nor the Soviet Union could countenance a united Germany allied with the other. When the United States decided to make a reindustrialized Western Germany into the fulcrum of the Marshall Plan, Stalin set out to undermine it with the Berlin blockade. After the Western airlift defeated the blockade in 1949, Germany was split, and the boundaries of the Cold War in Europe were frozen for 40 years. The collapse of U.S.-Russia relations with the launch of the Marshall Plan and NATO is replaying itself today with the expansion of NATO and the European Union. Russia considers NATO and the EU hostile to its interests and is pushing back hard. The difference between then and now is that the US and Western Europe were willing to accept a Russian buffer zone in Eastern Europe in 1949, but are unwilling to accept one today. The United States has spent about 1/3 more on post-war reconstruction in Iraq and Afghanistan than it spent in current dollars on the entirety of Marshall aid. Yet we have almost nothing to show for it. The reason? A lack of security. Both countries remain under armed siege by domestic and foreign opponents such as ISIS and the Taliban. A credible American security umbrella for the Marshall countries was vital to generating the confidence and capacity of Western Europe to rebuild after World War II.